I'm just going to jump right into it. We're talking about AI farms, or AI data centers as you see them or hear about them. Now, what makes these so much different is what we're currently going to be talking about today. How much energy they consume, how big these things are, how much it takes to just run one, the impact they're having around just themselves, the communities they are placed in, the ecosystems around them, and just what we're in for coming pretty soon. In fact, just next year, we're probably going to have the biggest AI center on Earth, Hyperion, which is going to be the size of Manhattan. The one I'm going to specifically be talking about are the ones in Texas. Now, I am going to be mentioning not just the ones in Texas. I know that they are scattered globally and just throughout the United States. But the United States is currently the hotspot for AI data centers. Why? Well, because the companies that are basically popping these things up faster than the acne on my face are established in the US. Meta, Google, Amazon, and obviously X. AI data centers are everywhere at this point. These things are being built quick. I mean, Elon Musk has the largest AI data center currently, his I think it's called XI Colossus, and it's currently the largest in the United States, and it was only built in 122 days, I believe. That is extremely fast to put up something. Now, these things are scattered everywhere, from North Virginia, California, Ireland, the Netherlands, Texas, and so on and so forth, just to name a very, very small few of them, and with much more on the rise. Let's get to what it takes to actually run these things. The power usage of them, if you will. How much energy they actually consume to just be there. And it gets very broad. And I will be linking videos, and I will be putting my own notes that I did take in the video so that you can just pause, read it for yourself, and kind of get a small gist of what I'm kind of going to be skipping over. That way, just to save time and get you out of here with as much information that I can. And also, I just kind of suck at talking. I cannot freestyle. I'm currently staring at my phone every second to make sure I get this right. Now, AI data centers obviously consume a lot of electricity and power. A standard United States home only uses 1,200 to 1,300 kilowatts a day. That represents just 1,000 watts. Now, the one I just mentioned earlier, Hyperion or Hyperion, whatever the hell they call this thing, that is going to be built just next year, it is going to be consuming, at minimum, right now that is projected, 2 gigawatts. Up to 5 is what's most likely is going to be using. Now, if that number didn't sound intimidating at all, going back to what I just said about the kilowatts, about a home, it only uses 1,000. A gigawatt is 1 billion. 1 gigawatt can power 700,000 to 750,000 US homes. Not apartments, not these one-bedroom ones. I'm talking about your standard homes. And if you raise it by just one more, you're talking about 1 million plus homes, as well as many, many other things that take a ton of power to use. In fact, just one more gigawatt can power a city at times. Well, at least supposedly, I don't know. I thought this information somewhere, but whenever I tried looking for it, I couldn't find it. So take it with an extreme grain of salt, but that's what it does. It's a lot of energy. In fact, it's so much energy that Microsoft recently signed a 20-year deal with Constellation Energy. Now, if you don't know who that is a new name for a company that used to own a nuclear power plant in Philadelphia. It was on an island. It was actually decommissioned not too long ago, just in 2018, I believe. And Microsoft signed this 20-year deal to restart this nuclear power plant in hopes to power their AI data center that they're going to be having right next door to it. And you might be saying, well, that's just no, it's actually happening. And it's already going to be put up by probably also next year, or I think 2 years from now. But Amazon has also followed suit. Amazon, just 2 hours from that location that Microsoft has also purchased, they have already restarted a nuclear power plant. And they've already have their data center right next door to it as well. Please forgive my voice. I am very ill and my freaking nose is extremely stuffy. Also, this mask is crushing my nose. Moving aside, we already see how much at least minimum power these things need to just run. Just the standard run-of-the-mill AI data centers. Now, let's go to why they use water cooling. We're going to be talking about a lot of water in this video. Very briefly, but enough to get you the gist of it. Why use water in the first place? Well, if you have a PC or if you have personally seen a PC, you see, either it uses fans or liquid cooling. Fans, obviously, have always been efficient enough to cool down the GPUs and or servers, similar to the ones you see behind me. They don't look like that, but that's how they kind of just cool them down. The thing is, with fans, they take up a lot more room. They're a lot more robust. Yes, you can change them out, etc. They obviously filter the entire... The problem with water cooling is you have to do it from the very beginning. You got to already be established with what you're going to be doing, because you can't just switch it out all of a sudden. Now the reason why they're using it much more than fans is because in such a competitive market, if you want to get the edge on your opponent, you're going to want to use the best of the best, given why they use water. Water is much more efficient at cooling these GPUs, and it's also what gives you an edge due to what's called density. Density is when you can compact these things like this, like super close together. You can have it much smaller, much more, using water. When talking about water, it gets very, very, very tricky because they don't really give you an exact number. You can't really measure exactly how much you're going to be using water. So whenever one of these tech guys ends up telling you, oh, we're only using so much water, it's not really that much. But it is. They're just telling you the number it takes to cool down the GPU. Hank Green made a video about the water usage and how much it can actually be. I really recommend you watch that video. They just tell you the number it takes to cool down or what the AI data center is going to be using throughout the whole thing. So, we gotta... They don't tell you about the fact that, specifically the ones that are going to be using the power plants, they're going to be using a lot more water than just what it takes to cool down the GPUs and what the data center itself is going to be using. Everything is going to be using water that involves the data center, not just the data center itself. The power plants are going to be using the water. The building is going to be using it, etc., and so on and so forth. It's going to be a lot more than what they're just telling you it's going to be. Go into why it's specifically going to be about Texas is because, well, we're very vulnerable at the same time in terms of our resources. Obviously, yes, we have a ton of land here, but it's used. That's farmland. That's farmland. That's... I have a guest that's going to be joining me just now. All right, now go for it. What do you got? Question? Why do you look like that? Oh, what? If you're wondering why I'm wearing the mask, it's because I just don't want to show my face right now. But if you're wondering if the knockoff V for Vendetta look is going to be staying, it's not. It's very, very, very temporary.
Are you going to put a furry mask on? You did get over the 1% of anime watchers. You know what I don't understand? Why are they targeting Texas specifically? I mean, I do understand. I made a whole video on it. But I don't understand everything that's going on with the water force.
Well, you got to think about it from an outsider's point of view, right? Think about it. You're a tech bro, right? You got a lot of money. You're trying to push out and build somewhere. What are you going to look at?
I have a lot of pussy if I'm a tech bro.
Okay. You look at Texas and you see a ton of land. You see a ton of land that you don't really think anybody's using, but people are using it. That's farmland. It's hundreds of acres, but it's somebody's property. When you look at these states that are mostly farmland, etc., you don't really think who lives here. It's their ownership of it. They're doing something there. And think about it. These tech bros, or whatever you want to call them, they're coming by and they're actually targeting older farmers who are probably already struggling enough because farmers are really taking a number right now.
Farmers are taking a really big hit right now because, one, of Donald Trump's tariffs, and two, right now Texas weather is so unpredictable that we're in a freeze right now and we can lose a whole bunch of cattle. I could be wrong. I can be totally wrong about all this, but a lot of people are losing a lot of produce right now because of how bad the weather has been here in Texas.
I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but tariffs have taken a big hit on a lot of farmers across multiple states. So much so that a lot of communities have lost over 60% of their farmers.
Yep.
We're outsourcing a lot. So and the prices are crazy. They're raising it. And if you do want to talk about a monopoly, there is a monopoly with farmers. So they're targeting these older farmers who are already probably struggling, or they're old and they have no one else to kind of like do it. So they're willing to give up their land without knowing what's actually going on, because after they sell it and they realize what it's actually going to be doing with it, it actually hurts them a lot. In fact, a lot of farmers who have sold their land, who I personally know, kind of regret it.
One thing that people don't realize is like these windmills, for example.
Yeah.
When we do the windmills, we have to go about 20 to 50 miles below the ground to put in the cement, to put in the whole windmill itself.
Yeah.
You have to go deep in the ground. AI facilities are the same exact thing. It's a marker on the land that can never be taken back.
Right.
You can't dismantle it. I mean, you can. You can get rid of AI sensors, but the damage will always still be there with AI sensors. That farmland will never be usable again. Like, it's so scary how bad these sensors ruin our farmland.
We've already talked about the uses of why they want to use so much water, why it probably takes so much water. Why does it affect the communities around it?
Right now in Texas, a lot of people live out in the country, so we get our water from wells. So if AI sensors are building on top of these wells, they own the water.
Now, why does it affect the communities around it? Well, because they actually do poison kind of the water. I'm not saying like you're going to be drinking the water, you're going to be throwing a third eyeball or something, but at the same time, it does pollute the water too. Let's just talk about that. Texas is a vulnerable state. Yes, we are a proud people, but we're pretty vulnerable. I mean, right now, just having a snowstorm, what the hell did I just say? I mean, you saw what happened with the freeze of 2021, where all of Texas was basically shut down. 247 people died because of that. Why? Because our power grid can't take the weather. And not only that, we have and just to talk about back to the water, because I just love talking about water. We have constant droughts, constant burn warnings. We don't get a lot of rain. Our summers are insanely hot, which, by the way, a lot of our major lakes in Texas are drying up. And let's not talk about the water wars that's currently going on in Texas with Kyle Bass. If you already know about him, I suggest you look him up. Obviously, there's a big deal with water in Texas already. And with AI data centers sneaking up right on our doorstep already, these things are bad. And at the end of the day, you really got to think, it's not just Texas that's being affected. It's everywhere these things are at. And I get I'm making them sound like an apocalyptic disaster, a nuke that's just being put somewhere.
But it is.
But it is, because we're not just talking about the fact that I'm not going to just mention AI data centers and just leave it at that. I'm going to do a quick mention before I end the video. What do you actually get from AI? Yourself. You as a person, what do you genuinely gain from it? Because if you really want to talk about it, it's going to replace you soon. It already has, you just haven't seen it. Something as simple as a cashier job can easily be replaced already because we have self-checkout. That's already being done by a machine. Warehouse workers have already become replaced. AI-powered forklifts, AI-powered this, AI-powered that is already being pushed.
Replaced by AI.
Our precious corn is being replaced. I can't goon in peace without knowing it's not a real ass.
Corley is being replaced by AI.
Precious Moist Critical has been targeted by AI himself. It is a global pandemic.
Wendigoon.
And
Everybody thought Wendigoon.
that was a real scam. Wendigoon genuinely got scammed. That was not AI. We wished it was, but sadly it wasn't. AI is replacing us. Think about it. If you're a already greedy multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar company, are you willing to pay thousands of hundreds of thousands just to make a quick 10-second commercial when I can pay one person to make a single prompt and have a perfect AI well, not perfect for now. The AI is being trained. Why do you think every month AI is keep looking better, better, and better?
AI's trading off of actors, off of artists, off of writers. Like, it's not even their own work. That's the thing that sucks, is these people aren't getting paid for training an AI that's one day going to replace them.
Exactly. And you got to think about it, like I just said, and like how she just said.
How Daddy just said.
McDonald's has released, obviously, their famous AI ad that was shitting on Christmas.
Which sucks.
Obviously. companies have already pushed AI. And they will continue to do it because guess what? They have to get their return on it. They've already invested. They've already tried everything to make sure this is going to work. And they will try their hardest to make sure it will work. Now, obviously, you might be thinking, why do I care? Why should I care about this? Well, because one day it will replace you. The only thing that won't be replaced by AI will be physically demanding labor jobs. Firefighters, police officers, law enforcement, those types of things that you genuinely probably need a physical body for. But even construction work can be pushed by AI.
AI's already replaced taxi drivers. It has put humans' lives in danger, but AI's already trying to replace taxi drivers in Austin.
Exactly. Companies are going to push you out. And guess what? You might be wondering, well, it's not like they're doing it so that you can be at your house and just relax and never have to work again because robots are doing it. I'm not saying we're going to have an iRobot situation where they're going to come and revolt against their human creators. No, I'm not saying that. AI isn't necessarily something that's aiming to kill you. It's the people who are pushing it on you that are actually doing the work. At the end of the day, people are going to be losing jobs. They're going to be losing their careers because somebody's going to want a more efficient and effective way of doing it. And it will be AI. Coders, anything that involves the internet is basically already replaced. Fucking RAM. Computers are going to get more expensive. Everything that is technology will get more expensive because of AI. It's not just one thing. It's not just water in Texas. It's not just this.
Also the fact that the United States just does not want to put any regulations on AI. Like, I think there's already other countries that have been trying to regulate it, but the United States just does not want to regulate it so far because they know that these companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Elon Musk, they're the ones that are supporting the government right now. But it just sucks how the United States does not want to put any rules or regulation on something that can definitely kill us one day. Deepfakes.
Yeah, deepfakes.
I'm surprised no one has actually brought up the fact that AI and deepfakes are the same thing, and how deepfakes not only, harm you or me, but they also harm children.
Not like we made it up. This is actual stuff, and we all know that. It's not that you should care. It's that you might want to start at least trying to care. It already is affecting millions of people. I mean, you've seen the shit that's been being used for AI. Look at this beautiful artistry that we've seen. Clearly, we're using it for the utmost benefit. Now, obviously, this so-called AI bubble that's currently going on, right now, it's a gold rush for it. Every company, every startup company, every person trying to be the next this is going to be banking on AI winning. And that's why we see so much of a push for it. But if there's no consumer, then there's no product. If there's no product, then there's no profit. And there's no point in doing it. I'm not saying AI is going to go away. It's here to stay. It is. But I'm saying it will have less of an effect if something is at least done or said about it. To raise awareness at least.
And that's because I think the AI bubble is already starting to pop, because I believe Microsoft literally just pulled out of ChatGPT.
The reason they put out ChatGPT actually is because there's even better ChatGPTs. Yes, you heard it here first.
Oh, that's so dystopian. That's so...
Even AI that has been around is already being replaced by better AI. And that AI will be replaced by more AI. Why do you think these data centers exist? It's not wrong to say it's built to be training the AI, to be better, to be bigger, so that you have a leverage on your competitor. They're here to stay, but they can be regulated so they won't be as bad, so they won't be poisoning water, they won't be taking land, they won't be disrupting your neighborhood, they won't be replacing you. I'm one person too. I also am a big consumer. The only thing is, recently I've been thinking, why should I? Why should I be doing all this? Obviously, guys, I am very sorry for this video. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of information was scattered. I will obviously, like I said, I have put up notes throughout the video, my own personal notes. I will be linking videos in the description that you can watch to be more detailed, more eccentric. This is my first ever YouTube video. And I'm really going to make sure, I am going to revisit the subject soon again. Much more detailed, much more revised, much more polished, with an obviously much better headspace. Yeah, this is my first time, and I hope you give me a chance to be that channel you guys can watch. Because I do. And it's not just going to be these types of, it's a bit more of a dreary subject. You know, AI, you don't, pretty sure everybody's tired of hearing AI this and AI that. It's not just going to be that. I will be doing some commentary. I will be doing gaming videos. I will be doing voiceover where I basically just tell you goofy stories about what's happened to me in my life. And that's one thing too. It's going to be a lot more. Because I don't want to just be the channel that constantly reminds you of the crappy world that we live in. I also want to give you something you can come home, relax, turn on your TV.
Maybe Goon too.
Turn off your notifications from your boss that's spam calling you about work, and it's not your fault, but they still somehow, for some reason, try and call you in about something that's probably their fault.
Maybe Goon to him.
Maybe Goon to me. You know, I do look like that, like an off-brand Dream. But unlike Dream, I won't be revealing my face. But no. This is just a subject that I've really been wanting to talk about because it's very important to me. AI is something that is scary. It is affecting people. Deepfakes, AI data centers, and who knows what else.
The scary part about it is when the AI bubble does pop, because everybody thinks it is gonna pop. Everybody I talk to knows it's gonna pop.
Yes.
It's not gonna fall back on their faces. It's gonna fall back on ours.
And it is, because at the end of the day, it's gonna affect us the most.
Yeah, it's gonna affect the consumers, the ones that are not even consuming it the most.
Anytime a product fails, it doesn't really affect the company. I mean, it does, money-wise. But the real person that gets the egg on their face is us. The people who are sadly in the way of it. So keep that in mind. Obviously, this is my first video. I went off script a little bit, a lot. And by script, I just mean my notes. I was all over the place. But I really hope you give me a chance. I will revisit this, and I will be talking about other things. In fact, I got an anime video coming up pretty soon. That's going to be talking about a little bit about a so-called secret war that's going on about it. Basically saying weebs are very territorial about new people coming into their anime-loving territory. Yeah, this is a real thing.
I think we were at Comic-Con one time, and we were just walking, and I had mentioned an anime, and some guy gave me the ugliest look.
Well, clearly you're not educated like personal class.
Apparently, I'm just not.
You're not up to the top echelon. I do watch a lot of anime.
No, like last year, like in total.
Oh, well, I don't know about the in total, but I know I have, damn, they got like 300 something hours.
Holy shit.
No, that'll be it. See ya.